So,
Because
repeat,
when
sir.
you're talking about research, you need to. Hello?
Yes, sir. Is that what?
I said,
Yes, sir.
sorry, I want to speak in English.
Okay.
Speaking Chief did not give analysis of the history of Ukwuani people.
Yes.
Giving analysis that Alabi Sima, whose mother is from Kwara State,
Yes.
said Ukwuani is not Igbo. It's not enough to say people are not Igbo. I don't know whether you get me.
Yeah, I'm with you, sir.
It's not enough. Before you say a people are from a particular area, there are things you look at in research. You need to look at the history of the people. You understand? Alabi Sima was born just few years before the war. Maybe Alabi Sima was born in 1940. They cannot even give the history of Ukwuani people. You understand me? Even Alabi Sima was not born in Ukwuani now.
Yes.
You know, Alabi Sima was just a veteran who happened to be his father from Ukwuani. He was born in Lagos or Ibadan, something like that.
Yes,
and he married an Ilorin woman. Can he give history of Ukwuani? He cannot. There are histories of people who are from Ukwuani. There are cultural groups of people who are from Ukwuani.
Right, sir.
Those are the ways to know the history of the people. Yeah, it's possible there could have been some elements of people who came in from other areas. Like people who came from Urobo, who came from Isoko to join these people. It's obvious.
Right.
It's clear. But there is a root. There is a root of the people or source of people. You need to go to the communities. You need to look at the traditional roots. You need to look at the traditional cultures. You need to look at the origin. What do they do? Ukwuani did not fall from sky.
Yes.
I don't know whether Ukwuani did not just fall from sky. There is a history behind it.
Right.
Like the Agbo people have a history. The Agbo people have a history. They have been able to trace their history. It's quite unfortunate that the Agbo people were close to the Benin, so they have some little influence from the Benin kingdom. You understand me?
Yes,
because before a people can have influence from a particular area. But that does not make them from that area.
Right.
So the chief that spoke did not give us any cultural root. He did not give us any history. He just brought history of Alabi Sima, who did not even grow in Ukwuani land, who does not even speak Ukwuani. I don't know whether I get me.
I'm with
so
you,
it's not enough to say because Alabi Sima wrote that his mother said he's not from this. Whose mother is from Ilorin, Kwara State, is telling you that you are not from this. Is it enough history?
Yeah, not enough actually.
If you go and read the book of, it's not enough. Go and read Professor Isichie. Professor Isichie is from Agbo. He lived in Benin Kingdom. He wrote a book, Professor Isichie. Just look for that book. He wrote a book on the history of Agbo people, the history of Ondokwa people. Professor Isichie, because of that, he did his research studies in Benin Empire, in Benin Palace. He stayed in the Benin Palace. He was trying to bring a historical reference between Agbo and Benin Kingdom, and he did not even see anything. There is nothing relating Agbo Kingdom with Benin people. The only thing that related them was proximity, that's closeness to the kingdom.
Yes.
Which you may pick one or two things. Nothing again. Nothing. You can change a people's language. You cannot change a people's culture. It's not possible.
Yes.
Culture cannot change. Origin cannot change. But language, because of proximity, you live close to this man, you pick some language. It can change a little bit. But the people's culture cannot change.
Yeah, but are you aware of the saying that most Ukwuani people actually migrated from Igala?
That story is not correct. That's what I'm saying. Those stories are not correct. Yes, there might be some migrants or people who joined. Like if you come to Oshimili, there is the people they call the people that are migrated from Yoruba land. I've forgotten those people. They are close to Ela people. They call them Okumu people. They speak Igbo. Are you aware of that?
No, not very familiar.
Are you aware of those people?
No, I'm not aware of them. No, I'm not aware of them.
They're not aware. They are close to Ela. It's a community. It's a very big community. There are Yoruba people that migrated from Yoruba land, but today they speak Igbo. But they still keep their Yoruba culture.
Yes.
No, they still today, tomorrow they still keep the Olukumi people. The Olukumi people ask anybody. They call them Olukumi people.
Right.
Till today, till tomorrow, they still speak Yoruba language, but they speak Igbo also. But their culture is Yoruba.
Okay.
So there might be Igala influences because Kwale area is on the Delta region, is close to the river Nile. There are people who migrated to join some people that were existing. But there were people originally who were living in the land before some people came.
Yeah, that's another argument that someone also presented, that they were already your occupants, original occupants of the area before that migrated come and join them.
There are people in the land before some people came. Yes, like if you come to Anambra State, the Ogbaro people, there are people in the land before some Igala people came, 1 or 2 Igala people came. It's there. It's possible that some people came from maybe Urobo. So still join these people, the original people.
So you think it's not possible that those people that equally migrated from Igala kingdom, they are not Ukwuani speaking people? Yes. Are you sure they're not also Ukwuani?
No. They met, yes, those people that migrated met people on the ground. They met people on the ground.
Whose language may have influenced their own Igala language too?
Yes, they met people on the ground. If the Igala people were, if the Igala people would have had a large portion of their language in Ukwuani language, are you aware of that? Do you know that?
Yes.
There is no Igala in it. Yeah, if somebody says some people came from Igala, it's possible, but they met people on the ground and they forgot about their own language.
And their culture too.
Yes, like you look at people in Yoruba language. In Yoruba land, if you will see, they came to Oshimili. Those people still have their culture till tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
They still practice Yoruba culture. They speak Yoruba and Igbo. Till today, till tomorrow, I've been to the community. But that did not make them to say they are Igbo. They call other Igbo around there, they say Igbo. People around there, they call them Igbo. Why they call themselves Olukomi people?
Okay.
I don't know when I get what I'm saying.
Yes,
so the man is not freezing. Alabi Esima is just a yesterday man. Alabi Esima is not up to 85 years. He cannot be the history of Ukwuani. He cannot. He never saw in Ukwuani. He was not born. His mother was not from Ukwuani.
I've actually made that time also to speak with some of our elders. A good number of them says Ukwuani people are not actually Igbos. Yes. That the Ukwuani people, most of them are from Igala, so they are not Igbo people. A good number of them.
That is what I'm telling you. Everybody, yes, everybody. There are villages. Like
no one has been able to trace their history that they migrated from maybe the Igbo-speaking part of Nigeria and all that. No trace.
What I'm trying to tell you, what I want to tell you is, you may not get people that fully migrated from eastern parts, like the Owashi people, Owashuku people. Migrated from a place in Oshimili South via the River Niger. So many people have their migrant stories.
Right.
Nobody will tell you they migrated from Eastern. Eastern region is just an area also.
Right.
There must be a route they came from. I don't know where they get me.
Yes,
so it's culture. It's culture that will tell you people's origin. It is the roots that will tell you people's origin. Like if you go to that Ela, close to that Ela, those Olukomi people will tell you they met Igbos here. They came as a result of war in Ondo State and settled here. But they met people. They gave them land. If you watch where they stay in a small community. So there are people living in the land before people came. It's possible that maybe there may be migrants of Igala people. Like in Igbo, in Onitsha, there are still migrants of Igala people. Till today they are there. You know, in Anambra State, some people still speak Igala. From Obaru, go up, you see some of them speaking. Yes. They are there, their history is there. So when somebody is bringing the story of an Alabia, there's what you call in research, there's what you call the root cause. Where did they start from? The man did not give, he said he studied these three, he studied this. So I'm so surprised and disappointed for him to come up with that Alabia Sima. No. Alabia Sima was scripted into the Nigerian army. So how can he tell you the history of where he's from? Alabi Isima is a man who's not even up to 18 years, who never even stayed in the Kwale land, who was not born in the Kwale land, whose mother is not even from Kwale. How can he tell you where he's from?
Yes, sir.
There should be a research about villages. Don't go to Kwale. Kwale is not even one people. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Kwale is not one people. Ukwuani is not one people. There are different people that came together and said, let us get them to Ukwuani. It's a group of people there's no one people that is Ukwuani. There is no one people. It's different people. Like it's just like you come to Oshimili. If you come to Oshimili, they have their Sabbath, they have the Onisholona, they have everybody traces their history to different, but all of them is called the Oshimili.
Yes.
I don't know whether I get it. Well, it's not one people. It's not. So there should be a research on each of the community setting, their stories. How did they come? How did they come? Not maybe you make a prominent man, maybe who wants to gain favor from maybe federal government or state government. You just tell we are not able, so that they will say, yes, this man is our man. It's not enough. It's not enough. Maybe you're asking some of the prominent men, you're asking some of the big people. No, they don't even have the history. Go to the people in the root, the traditional people. They will tell you what their stories are. Not what happened before this. The Civil War is just 30-something years ago, 40-something years ago. It's not even too long.
Right.
Nobody can trace the history of the people with Civil War. Civil War is not enough to tell you where it's from. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
Yes, very correct, sir.
So Kwale is not one people. Kwale is one people. But there are people who are aborigines, who are owners of the land.
Before whoever migrated
there
came.
There are people who are aborigine. Yeah, there are people, before other people came in. Ask anybody about the Olukome people near Ela. The Olukome people are still there. They speak Igbo, they speak Yoruba. Till today, till tomorrow, what made them not to change their language? Why did they retain Yoruba language? Would you not say Olukome people are Yoruba? You understand what I'm saying? So if Igala people migrated to Ukwuani land, why don't they speak Igala? That is the question.
Yes. A pertinent one.
If Olukome people still speak Yoruba today, after more than 500 years, they still speak Yoruba. What makes Igala people not to speak Igala? In Ukwuani land. What makes the Yoruba people in Ukwuani not speak Yoruba? I don't know whether you get me.
Yes.
So, Ukwuani did not fall from heaven. They came from somewhere. It's quite unfortunate that they have not been able to trace
the history.
Because Ukwuani is not one people. I've been in Opie, I've been in Beleku, I've been in Oshie, I've been in Amai, and I've been in Abai. They are different people. They are different people. Do you know of that? These are different people. They don't even have one story, one history.
Yeah,
there's a place in Okaya State. There's a place in Okaya State. They have some elements of Isoko people. They have elements of some Igbo people around that place. But today, they are fishermen that came. But today, they settled there.
Yes, sir.
They still speak their Isoko. They still speak their Yoruba language. So why don't they speak Kwale language? Hello. I don't know where these are settlers that have stayed close to 100 years.
Yeah.
100 years, but they still speak that same language they came together with. So what makes Kwale not speak Igala?
Do you now think that this argument that Ukwuani are not Igbo, is it self-denial, or what do you think might be behind this?
Yes, like what he said, the fear. It happened here in the East also. Okay, look at an Igbo man who is here in the East. And the Igbo man will tell you from Benin Kingdom. No culture, no cultural trace, nothing. Because of this federal government intimidation. It came to a time that if you say you are Igbo in the federal government, you will be denied of everything. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Even in the federal ministry, you will not be given any position. Do you know that for 40-something years, the only person that was given the chief of army staff was this other man that came under Jonathan. Over the years, they did not give anybody getting Igbo name. So that could have been a reason. That could have been a reason. They defeated people. Nobody wants to attach himself with failure. Nobody wants that intimidation to come. So these are the things. This is mental. They took the mental. Look what happened to Asaba people. Asaba people that said they were able. Do you know they killed them?
Yes, yes.
Do you know they killed them during the war? Do you know how many Asaba people were killed during the war?
A lot.
Imagine that. Yes, imagine that. Imagine that psychology. If you want to trace the history of the people, civil war is not enough. The civil war is how many years ago? It's just 40 or 40 years ago. There are original people. Till today, I have stayed in Beleku, I've stayed in Opie. Those Irobo people and Isoko people, they are from Opie now, but they still speak their Isoko language. So what makes those ones that came from Igala not speak Igala? I don't know whether I get me. What makes them not speak Igala? Do you know that Opie, Akpai, Amai, and what's it, Beleku, they are just across the river Niger from Onitsha. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
It could be that the people just crossed over the ocean, over the river, and settled over here. And some sample of people came and joined them. And the language, with time, the language can change. When you start changing one or two things. But what makes it, if Igala people actually came, what makes them take away the Igala name and culture? What is happening? You cannot take the culture of the people. You can take language, but you cannot take culture.
The was now making the aborigines not to speak up that no, those of you that are saying that we are all from Igala, it's not true. We are from here or from there, because I've not been able to find one or two of them that will speak up that we are not from Igala, we are the aborigines of this place.
People, the first people that the British colonial master met in that region was the Abo people, and they called them Igbo. They recognize themselves as Igbo people. He was called the first Igbo king. Yes, the Abo king. Before they even went across the river Niger. The first recognized Igbo king is the Abo king. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
And this book was written in the 17th century.
Okay.
The first person they met that they recognized as an Igbo man was an Abo man.
Okay.
It was an Abo man. Abo man. So Abo man cannot even tell you it's true. There's no trace. There's no. I've stayed in Igala land. If you go up to Igala land, if you go from up to Ida, I've stayed in Ida. I've stayed in Ofrola. I've stayed in Afrugo. I've stayed in Akmaya. All these areas. You know all these areas speak Igbo. Even in Igala land. I don't know whether I get me. In Igala land, I'm telling you, Igala, I stayed there for 4 years. So nobody can tell me. Igala man cannot come and tell me this is it. Even in Igala palace, they speak Igbo and speak Igala. In Ata of Igala, his palace, close to the Queen, they speak Igbo and speak Igala.
Really?
I've stayed in this area. Nobody can tell me. So, historical fact, I've gone to area to find out what is the reason. Half of Ida to Nsukka speak Igbo, but they're in Igala land.
Okay.
Nobody can say. Anybody that is telling you is a lie. It's not a true fact. It's possible that some Igala maybe join them, or because of trade or whatever, join and settle. It's possible, yes. But because of this federal government, look what is happening in Nigeria again. If you say you are Igbo, look what happened in APC. Look what happened in PDP. They purposely skewed the thing away from the Igbos. They knew what it is.
No. To that, I think I would say the Igbos did not support their own, because you look at the delegates now. We had the Igbos. The Igbos did not support their own.
My brother, forget. Yes, you see, look, let me tell you.
So they betrayed their own brothers.
Yes, the federal government does something. There are leaders that are not supposed to be leaders, just like in the Ukwuani land. There are people that are not for the people. After the Civil War, the federal government chose people against the Igbo interest to become leaders. I don't know what I get.
Okay.
They chose so many people against the Igbo to become leaders. So these are the people that they are using to bastardize the land. They give them whatever they want. Some of these people have oil wells. Some of these people have so many riches. So they cannot leave that thing. There is no delegate anywhere, my brother. There's nothing like delegate. They just brought the form and gave to one man who went and filled names, and that they just picked some people and gave them delegate form to go and submit. That's what happened. There's no delegate.
I read in the news the other day that this what's his name now? This Igbo man in Lagos, is Ukwuani, saying that the Igbos want to be president so that they can divide Nigeria, so that they can get Biafra. And Igbo man said that.
That's what I'm telling you now. Just imagine. That is what I'm telling you now. That is what I'm telling you. They bring those people that are psychopaths and make them leaders. They bring those people to make them leaders. There's no like in Delta State today. If Ukwuani wants to become a governor of Delta State, maybe they will just look for those Ukwuani people that are supporting other people and give them leadership. That man will just come. They will give him the right. He will just speak. He goes to the bar. They give him money. He will just tell the people. Did they come to the roots? This delegate they are saying delegate they are saying. Did they go to the community to choose delegates? Delegate is chosen in Abuja, and they will just arrange themselves and find somebody and give him, okay, you go and submit this in the name of social delegate. That's what they do. That's what they do. There's nothing like delegate. Delegate is just a fiction. There's nothing like delegate. So that witch hunting after the Civil War is still climbing. It's still climbing. Okay, let me tell you. This one they are telling you, how can an Ukwuani man bear 3 names and none of them is an Igala name?
Yes.
It's not possible. I mean, none of them is an Igala. It's not possible. At least he will answer Ata, he will answer Efono, he will answer one. There's nothing, there's no route. You go to his compound, you cannot see, you see Ofo, you see Obi, you see everything in his compound. You can't change, you can change language, but you cannot change culture.
Even the market days is still the same. There's no.
The market days is the same days. It's not. So how come? Igala people, till today in Igala, I've stayed in Igala land for 4 years. Igala land still have AK, Ori, and for all your market days in Igala land, I've stayed there. So yes, what makes Igala people not bring their market days? So you tell me. Ask me now. What makes Igala people not bring their market days? Do you know the people they call the Obanke, Ibakiri in Benin?
Yes,
Ibanke. Do you know Ibanke? See, today they speak Igbo. What makes them not speak Benin? But they're in Benin Kingdom. I don't know whether you get me. They speak Igbo till tomorrow. But what makes them not change their culture? Benin may be having influence because they're staying around Benin Kingdom. But their culture still remains Igbo. Their language still remains Igbo.
Yeah.
So if Igala people migrated, actually, they should have kept their culture now. Is it not?
Yes.
They should have kept their culture. But nothing, not trace. Those are stories that the federal government sold to further disunite the Igbos. If not for Sabebe, if not for Ariz and the rest of them, till today, the Delta people would have said they are not even able. It was Sabebe that even formed the first Igbo Union. Are you aware?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, you see what I'm talking about story. Who is Alabi Nsima? Alabi Nsima is the man of yesterday. The first Igbo Union was formed in 1939 by Osadebe, Dennis Osadebe. Dennis Osadebe, is he not from Onitsha?
Yes.
Is he not from Asaba? So these are questions you should ask. 1939, there was no war now.
Yes.
When was the name Ukwuani formed? These are stories you should what made them form Ukwuani? These are stories you should look at. There was nothing like Ukwuani. Ukwuani is just a name. Some people came and said, well, let us do Ukwuani. There's nothing like Ukwuani. So these are the things. I just saw your this. I said, let me just call, and I saw what a man who said he's a lawyer said. He was making reference to Alabi Nsima. Alabi Nsima who has never stayed in Ukwuani land for 1 day. Who was not even born there. Who doesn't even know there? His care is not taken. So those are stories. Those are stories. What I will do is I will give you books written by Elias even before 1930. Not before. Alabi Nsima was born 1940s. Not even born in Ukwuani land. Not even born in Delta State.
Okay.
He was born in Lagos. He was born in Ibadan. His mother is from Kwara State, and they say he's a Kwara man that gave birth to him, and he joined the Nigerian army through Western region, and maybe the three that is farthest. Does that make him a real Kwara man? He's not. He can't. He can't talk. Nothing. It's not enough for him to say, can he now talk for the whole Kwale? Kwale is not one people. Like that man, that barrister that called, he said his people came from Urobo or something like that. Yeah, it's possible maybe some migrants or people came from Urobo and joined these people. But why did he live in Urobo language? Why did he live Urobo culture? Those are the things you need to look at.
Yes, sir.
You can't live culture. You can change language. Maybe the language can change. But you can ask anybody about your Olukomi people in Oshimili South. In Oshimili. They are still there and speaking Yoruba till tomorrow. But they are in Oshimili. So what makes them, after 200 years or 300 years, what makes them not to change their culture? I don't know whether I get me. What makes them not to change their culture? That is the question you should ask. If really they should have changed their culture now to Igbo culture. But today they still answer Olukomi people. They still answer Olukomi people. Their culture is Yoruba. Everything about them is Yoruba. So if Igala man migrated from Igala, what made him change his culture? What made him change his language? But he did not even keep any trace of Igala.
Igala history.
Nothing, no trace. All these things are bastardization that was caused by the federal government. The federal government did it. They did it in the East. They did it in the Midwest. Like I was telling you, Dennis Osadebe was the first person that formed Igbo Union. He was the first person. He's not even across the Niger. He's from Delta. He's from Asaba. And the first Igbo Union was even formed in Lagos. Then what makes a Delta man or Ukwuani man to say he's not Igbo? Ukwuani was a name coined maybe after the Civil War, they formed Ukwuani. There was nothing like Ukwuani. Check the history. These are different people. It's just like Ibuzo people. It used to be Ibuzo. Now it's not Ibusa. Anybody can change name. Anybody can form name anytime. But it cannot form culture.
Yeah.
You cannot just form culture.
The Ukwuani, I think it was at some point they came together that agreed to answer the name of Ukwuani.
Now. Yes, Ukwuani is not a people. It's not a name that was formed from origin. It's just like Oshimili people. Oshimili, when was Oshimili formed? Oshimili is not a recent name. Ibuzo was just a recent name. The real name of Ibuzo was Ibuzo. Now it's called Ibusa.
Yes.
Ibusa. So anybody can form name anytime. But it cannot form culture anytime.
That's true.
So these are the things. These are historical facts. We need researchers to go to Kuala to take cultural researches. Go to the Obi, go to the Ovu. Look at the things they do. That's how they know where people from the roots. Not what people do. It's quite unfortunate that in Africa, our stories are not almost sometimes correct. We tell our children stories that will favor us.
That's true.
Just we just tell a story that is one problem with Africa. You tell somebody, don't worry, you and these people are not the same. You and these people are the same. The story that will favor you. That's why we have a lot of problem in Africa.
Yes.
Even if you cross that Pontu, you know that if you cross Pontu from that Kwale market, if you cross Pontu down to Opie to that side, they speak different language. Are you aware of that? This one speak more like Anambra people.
Okay.
Across that Pontu, you know that Pontu?
Yes.
There is a Pontu from after that market you cross before you start going to Obele, that Aji Pontu. You cross. These people and these people, yes. You see the language. But they still have the same culture. So the question is, what changed? What is it that the Igala man is saying he is coming from Igala? No, it's possible that maybe there will be some migrants. And what is the displacement from Igala land, from Ida to Kwale land? It's just River Niger now, with Onitsha there. It's possible that some of them maybe joined people existing in the land, but their culture is gone. Their language is gone. What made their culture? They should have asked those people that said that it's not the whole. You cannot say maybe because you went to a particular place that has more nuclear settlement of Igala and say the whole Kwale. Kwale is not one people. It's not one people.
Yes.
Kwale is not one people. They are different people. So anybody cannot just come like that man that say he came from Urobo and said the whole Kwale came from Urobo. Can it be possible?
It's not possible.
It's not possible. So I'm surprised it's coming from him. I'm surprised. He said he has a master's degree, he has this, he has that. It's coming from him. How can he say, if you watch the people, the language change, the culture change, time to time. So you should ask the people in that area. You should be, one is not one people. So you should be able to tell us which community is he talking about. I heard when you asked him which community. He could not even give you the community. He could not tell you the community, you not. You were asking him which community is he talking about. He could not even tell you the community. Then he used his own area and generalized the whole Ukwuani. Not knowing that the name Ukwuani came in just immediately after the Civil War. That's a name that people just came, some political friends just came and whatever. And just, I heard when he was talking about how Ukwuani became Ukwuani. Yes, he's right. The Ukwuani used to be Shekiri.
Yes.
It was a war that changed it during the Western region. During the time of Okotebo. Okotebo was an Yoruba man. There is one Oloro who is from Shekiri because of this Western region and Eastern region fight. Western region used to, in Shekiri, the whole of Delta used to be under Western region. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Now, Awolowo was the premier of Western region. Just because the whole Delta was against Awolowo, the likes of Okotebo, the likes of Denis Osadebe. Awolowo, because of his power, he used his power as a Western region. You understand me? Because the Shekiri people, because of their language affiliation to Yoruba, you understand me? He loved the Shekiri people because they supported him. He now used his power. Do you know that the first Olu of the Shekiri was dethroned? Are you aware of that?
Yes.
During the Midwestern region, he was dethroned. He was removed from his throne. So Awolowo came out and converted the name. The name Ukwuani came into existence in 1969 or 68 or thereabouts. After Awolowo came out from prison. Because of that affiliation to the Shekiri people, he convinced the federal government and they registered Olu of the Shekiri as Ukwuani.
Okay.
Yes, and they registered his name and they brought that Olu of the Shekiri that was dethroned. They brought him back. Federal government brought him back. Go on. Brought him back and made him Ukwuani. Because of federal government, whatever now, these are pali sources. It caused a lot of problems. But because it was military, people could not revoke. Because if you revoke, you'll be arrested and jailed.
Yes.
So people just kept quiet. So that problem that will caused in that land is still causing problems till tomorrow. How can you say an Shekiri man who is not even up to 500,000 is an Olu of Urobo people that are even more than 1 million? Is it possible?
No.
It cause a problem that you cause that tomorrow that problem will not end.
Yeah.
How can you say Olu of Ukwuani, Olu of the Shekiri, a man that lives inside the Atlantic Ocean, is an Olu of Ukwuani that has a land owned by Urobos, owned by some part of Ndokwa, owned by Ejos? Is it a right thing?
No.
A problem that you cause that you cannot solve till tomorrow is still causing a problem in Ukwuani. It's still causing a problem in Ukwuani. So tomorrow now, somebody, I heard Reno Mokri was saying the whole people in Ukwuani kingdom were slaves to Shekiri. You just look at where he picked his own story from. Reno Mokri. I don't know if you've listened to that. His write-up.
I've not.
You just imagine. He said some Igbo people around the Wariki area, they were slaves to Shekiri. He wrote a book on that.
Wow. This
is Reno Okuri that never even schooled in Delta State. This is Reno Okuri that never even stayed abroad. Reno Okuri did all this program abroad. So how did he even know the story of Ukwuani? Now he wrote a rubbish book that the people is referring to the Igbo people around living that are slaves to Shekiri. Is not part of Ukwuani. Like he said that slaves to Shekiri. Shekiri kingdom that was living inside Atlantic Ocean. The Shekiri people are just so lucky that maybe they're living in the Atlantic Ocean. They're the first people that have interference with the white because they're living close to the ocean.
Okay.
But that does not make them to take Ukwuani people, Ndokwa people as slaves. Is it possible?
No.
It's possible that maybe the white men, when they go and buy slaves, they bring them down to the Atlantic Ocean. The people that help them to do the arrangement is the Shekiri people. Maybe because they live in the around the ocean over there. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Why can you not say other people are slaves to Ishekiri kingdom?
Okay.
Ishekiri is not even up to, it's not even, how many kilometers is Ishekiri? Have you know, I've gone to Ishekiri. They live in that, if they are so great, why didn't they conquer land up to Patani? Why did they conquer land up to, so these are stories, people just fake stories and give wrong stories to their children, and those children keep writing rubbish.
Yeah.
Keep writing rubbish. Tomorrow now somebody will say he's correct because he has master's degree, because then he could have master's degree. He's correct. What is master? Master is what? What is the master's degree? Go to the people, go to the root and do your research. We don't believe in research, we just stay in the internet and write rubbish and say rubbish. It's possible that intermarriage could have happened. Maybe the Igbo people living close to the Urobo people, they intermarried and something happened. But you cannot now tell me that because of that, the whole people, some people came from Urobo. It's not possible.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's not possible, my brother.
I'm with you, sir.
Go to the OB, go to OB in Kwale land. Check that. Go to any OB. Don't go to these big men that have houses in Asaba. Go to an average OB. See what they do. Write it down. Go to an OB in Oshimili. Write it down. Go to an OB in Asaba, in Onisha. Write it down. See the similarity. That's how you know the history of the people. What stories written by some of these people that have not even traveled anywhere? Anybody that tells you Igala people take it, it's possible that an Igala man may have come, but I doubt it. I doubt. An Igala man is so cultural that you cannot take it away from him. I've stayed in Igala and I've stayed in even at our palace.
Okay.
The prime minister of Atta Palace is an Igbo man. Are you aware? The president is from a Igbo region. The prime minister, there's something they call prime minister. They call him Efejo or something like that. He's from an Igbo. He's towards the Maru side. So that shows you that there has been the Igbos and the Igala have been having something in common for centuries. The market days in Igala land is Igbo. Gari, Akpu, everything, the whole food name they call in Igala land is Igbo. Are you aware? Is Igbo name, all those food. Rice, beans, gari, Akpu, fufu, ugu, everything is Igbo they use. Are you aware of that?
No, not aware.
So this, I'm just trying to tell you, I stayed in the interior Igala land. I did not say in Igala town. I stayed in the interior. So nobody can tell me. So that man doesn't know what he's saying. By mentioning even Alabi and Sima. Alabi and Sima, even to today, Alabi and Sima doesn't stay in Kwale land.
No.
So those are the things. People just write stories to suit them, to suit federal government so that they would like them. Look, let me tell you, whether you like it or not, if you like, deny your origin or peopleness or whatever, an Hausa man knows you as an Igbo man. They know. He cannot change it. He cannot even like you. The only thing, he will just call some people and give them money to deny that origin. I'm telling you, that's it.
But then during the Civil War, I think most communities in Ukwuani were not affected by the war because of this saying that they are not Igbos. Don't you think that the federal government knew that they are not? That was why they did not attack them, or because they denied being Igbos? That was why they didn't attack them.
Do you know that the first place? Do you know that place? Do you know about those either 15 people they killed? Those 15 people they killed in Kwale. Do you know that place they buried them? If you are going to Amai, do you know that place? Have you been to Amai?
Yes, I've been to Amai.
There is a place that during the war that they killed 16 Italian soldiers. Agip was during the war. Are you aware of that story?
No, sir.
These are the things you need to be aware. You know that the first place Ojuku came and said, no, we are fighting war and you are drilling in our land. If you go there, they are still there. It's still there. After that place, they have Tallinn Global Office. There's one road you follow. As if you are going to Amai. You see the signboard here now. The 16 Italian soldiers that were killed. That's where they buried them now.
Okay.
That's where the tomorrow is there. He's there. So people don't bring this story. They will just come to the surface. Go to that place.
Because the story I heard was that the Ukwuani people that were killed, were caught and killed, were those who were involved in trading, selling these after you.
No, those people that were killed are white people, not even white people. Those who are even white people that they buried there. Those are white people that they buried. They call it something 16. I've forgotten. I will remember that name. They were killed. They are still there. See, tomorrow. It's actually oil company that has those staff that they killed. Yeah, it's possible that people might be caught in the war. In the war, the war they can give law. You know, in the military they can give law, and they could master the person. It's possible. I don't know whether I get me. Yes. It's possible now. You know, military regime now, they can say, okay, don't be a sabo, don't be this. Before you know, the military will do this panel and whatever. Before you know, they kill those people. It's possible. What I'm saying is, the federal government did a lot of harm. Because federal government, that war, they did not expect the war. The British, every of them supported them to defeat Eastern Nigeria because of the oil and gas discovered in Igbo land. So they were afraid. They did everything possible. They used political propaganda. They used historical propaganda. They used every propaganda. Okay, what about the Ndoni people? Do you know Ndoni people?
Yes.
Okay, what can you say about the Ndoni people? People were telling stories that Ndoni people are not Igbo people. Do you know that Ndoni people and Kwale people have affinity? Are you aware of that?
Yes, Ndoni people are Kwale people. That's how
but Ndoni people are they very Kwale? You look at
before they were carved into the river states.
That is what I'm telling you now. So that shows you that Ukwuani is a name formed by some people. You know that an average Ukwuani man and an average Ndoni speak the same thing?
Yes.
Do you know that Odili is from Ndoni? You know that Odili is maternal home is from Uguta here. So what can you say? Do you know Uguta people and Ukwuani people have the same origin?
Okay.
You know Uguta in Igbo State?
Yeah, I've heard of Uguta. I've never been there before.
Yeah, but do you know that they have the same origin with Ukwuani?
How would we now say when Ukwuani people does not even know their own origin?
Yes, they have the same origin with Ukwuani people, Uguta people. Why would you not say, okay, would you not call an Uguta man an Igala man? I don't know whether I get me. So people just come to the surface and just fabricate story to collect money for federal government, federal government are still paying some people to demarket the eastern region and the Igbos. Till tomorrow they are still paying people. Are you aware of that? They are still paying people. Just to make sure say the whole area will not be united. The whole area cannot come together for one day. So that they will keep exploring the oil. Now, if the federal government so loves Ukwuani and the Ukwuani is not able, what stops them from setting up one single? You know, Ukwuani has the highest gas deposit in the whole of Nigeria.
West Africa. Yeah.
Okay, tell me one thing they have cited there. Tell me one thing the federal government. So what are you not saying? Do they love Ukwuani? Do they love Ukwuani? Okay, if some part of Ukwuani came from Igala, what makes them not paying homage to Ata Igala? I don't know whether I get me.
Yes.
They should pay homage to Ata Igala, like Ishan people, like Ishan, like our people pay homage to Oba Obini. See, tomorrow they still pay homage. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
So these are stories. People just fake stories, write stories, just to, no. This thing I said, just go and look at an Ndoni man. Interview an Ndoni man. He will tell you his origin.
Yeah.
An Ndoni man will always tell you he's an Igbo man. But Kwale man will tell you he's not an Igbo man. But Kwale and Ndoni speak the same language, the same culture, the same everything. So what happened? You ask the question, what really happened?
Yeah.
So these are the things people need to, not just somebody coming to same story, write this to get favor from the government, to get favor from this. No. At this time, we young people, we don't need this kind of stories again. Let us go to the roots. It is the root that will tell you.
Tell us the
Look
truth.
at them, Reno Kuri is telling us the Igbos living around Ishekiri land. They were slaves to Ishekiri. When people told him he's stupid for saying that. How can Ishekiri not even up to 100,000? People of there was never a time they had anything like Ishekiri. There was nothing like Ishekiri kingdom. There was nothing like Ishekiri kingdom. Ishekiri was just a people, a settler. It is Awolowo that caused all this problem. Now they are claiming to be a kingdom. Ishekiri is a kingdom. It was just settlers that had a leader. And Awolowo came and made them king, and made him king, and made him Olu of the whole of Wari. Okay, let them come to Wari now and take land now. I don't know whether I get me.
Yes, yes.
Let them come to Wari and take land. So these are the problems that politicians cause. They caused all these problems till today. We are fighting ourselves everywhere. How can Reno Mokuri come on air? You know, Mokuri that didn't even school in Nigeria. They didn't even school go to university in Nigeria. Even secondary school is coming to say Igbo people were slaves. Igbo people around Wari were slaves to Ishekiri. Is it what we're talking about?
Yes.
Igbo people is talking are close to Ishekiri. It's not Kwale people. It's not the people that are close to Wari.
Yes.
How can you say a whole Kwale that is not one people? You are slaves to Ishekiri. Where Ijo is even there, Ijo cannot say it. Ijo is more than Ishekiri. He cannot even say it. Where Ijo man. Okay, why did he say Ijo is slave to Ishekiri? So you see, people just try to incite this thing, cause this problem, and they're taking our young people, taking their brain out to scatter it, this, that. So why he made no one statement? Governor of Enugu State made one statement today. He said the leaders have sold them out because there was in the first place there's nothing like delegate. They just brought a leader, gave him form, and said this is form for 20 people. Take this money and find 20 people you give to come and vote.
Loyalist.
There is nothing like delegate. Yes, loyalist, man. There is nothing like delegate. There is nothing like delegate. There is nothing like delegate. You cannot tell me that the whole Eastern region has close to 300 and something delegates. No one of them came together and said, let us vote one person. Is it possible?
Yeah.
And so that shows you what the federal government has been doing. That has opened the whole cankerworm that the federal government has doing.
Let me quickly bring you to 2023 election. Do you think this Igbo presidency is actualizable? Is it achievable?
Yes, it depends on the people. That is the same. You will see. Okay, you see, P2B is gaining momentum. You will see what another propaganda federal government will come up with. Just watch before that time. They are thinking of propaganda to bring now. They are thinking of the propaganda to bring. You see, they will come up with another propaganda.
To weaken the morals of the people that are supporting him.
Yes. They will bring another propaganda. It is the Yorubas and the Hausas that are doing these things. Look at the Hausas. They knew that if Yoruba people have been denied that APC ticket, they knew that it will be a massive shock for them. The Yoruba will use annoyance and vote any other party.
Yes, that's true.
They didn't want him. Immediately they gave the party, they talked to themselves. There's a video, if you have been aware, there's a video I posted on the internet where the North were sharing that delegate. They brought the list and that was that election. That full delegate numbers, they were giving it to people. Yeah, you go and vote. Somebody videoed it. They knew that it would have caused a backlash on them.
Yes, that's true.
Tinubu, yes, we will give you the ticket. They now gave Tinubu the ticket. 24 hours after they gave Tinubu the ticket, more than 5 Senate majority leaders resigned from APC. Yes. The whole Kebbi state, their legislators resigned from APC, went to PDP.
There's now mass defection to PDP.
Yeah, to PDP back to the. You see what they're playing?
To ensure that power remains in the north with our people.
Yes, they know. They know. There are so many things they have written down in that government house, in that Ashoro, that they don't want an Igbo man or even a real Southerner to see. They have documents. That's why they did everything possible to remove Jonathan from that seat. Jonathan was a fool. He was a fool. He didn't understand the integrity. He was thinking he can appease them. Then he cannot appease a full animal. He cannot appease an outside man. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
So many things is happening. You know how data state became became a state, how Asaba became the capital of Delta State. If not for Mariam Abacha, if not for Sonny Odogu, you know that Asaba wouldn't have become capital of Delta State.
Yes. How the community at the extreme end sharing boundary with the
Yes. Yeah. They knew. If not for that woman that convinced her husband, you know where they wanted to put the capital of Delta State? The capital of Delta State was supposed to be in Ukwuani. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
The woman in the night convinced her husband.
That's
I told her husband, if you don't do this, if you don't do this thing for me, we'll have problem. And in that last night, Sonny Odogu called either Zeke or something like that, called one other person, and they discussed it. And Asaba was not even prepared to become a capital. In the morning, when Babangida wanted to announce it, they were able, their inauguration was in Warri. Are you aware of that? They were waiting for Warri to be announced. In the morning, Babangida brought out the letter and said, it is now Delta State. Everywhere scattered.
Asaba.
So what are we saying? How can you carry capital and go and put in a place there is no land? Is there land in Warri? Okay, if you have put capital in Warri, you will see Shekidi man claiming he's the owner of Warri. You see John man claiming he's the owner of Warri. You see crisis every day. So that will give you a point that if not for that woman, Mariam Abacha, Sonny Odogu, and even Zeke and Osadebe, that place wouldn't have been capital.
Yes.
So these are stories. People need to know their roots, their history. Their history. I was speaking with one man. He was telling me Benin Kingdom extended up to Asaba. I said, it's a fucking lie. You can't tell me that Benin Kingdom is a fucking. These are stories told by the same federal government. When even before 1901, before the Oba of Benin was betrothed, they have King of Igbo, which is an Abo man. So how can the Benin man say he's in charge of Abo? How possible? How possible? So these are the things we need to look at. Anybody that tells you Ndokwa people came from Igala, they just wanted to, how can? Make reference to the Olukomi people. Today, Olukomi people, they are Yoruba people, they are still there and speaking Yoruba. They are more than 500 years there. So how can you now say the whole Ukwuani is from Igala, is from these are fallacies. Before they used to say it's from Benin, but that one has been debunked. Now they are saying it's from how can? How can, my brother? There is no relationship. So that, I just saw what they do. I said, let me just put a hint on you and discuss about it. I will add you on Facebook, and maybe if I have materials, I'll send materials to you. These are not materials that was written in 1900. These are materials written in 1800, even before the Igbo people came.
Okay, sir.
Written by white people, by Portuguese, not written by Nigerians. Because most of these ones written by Nigeria are adulterated by federal government. Federal government paid them. So that's just it.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
What's your name again, sir, please?
My name is Engineer Solomon.
Engineer Solomon, sir.
Solomon, yes.
Thank you very much.
I'll add your name.
Solomon what?
Thank you very much. Solomon
AK. All right, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Nice speaking with you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome.
All right.
I'm not